Europe is facing new challenges in the world. What happened in Ukraine with Russia changed things a lot. This has changed how Europe thinks about defense. European countries are spending more money on their armies. They are practicing together in military exercises. The goal is simple: to be able to protect themselves better. NATO wanted countries to spend 2% of their money on defense. Now that's just the starting point. Some people even say it should be 3 or 4%. This shows that Europe knows it needs a strong defense. Europe used to rely on the US for protection. That's changing. Europe is taking charge of its own safety. This change isn't just because of Russia. It's also because Europe isn't sure the US will always be there to help. The friendship between the US and Europe is still important, but Europe knows it needs to be able to act on its own if needed. This means having stronger armies and being ready to act independently. Many European countries are leading the way in defense spending. France, Germany and Poland are good examples. They are spending a lot to make their armies better. France has always believed in a strong European defense. They want to spend 2% of their money on defense by 2025. Their defense budget will be 50 billion euros this year. They want to increase it to 69 billion by 2030. Germany is also doing a lot. They have a special fund of 100 billion euros to improve their army. Poland is close to Ukraine, so they've been very active. They already spend more than 2% on defense. Other countries like Sweden, Finland, Lithuania and Estonia are doing the same. These countries know that European safety is a team effort. Besides each country's efforts, practicing together is important for Europe's defense. These exercises involve soldiers from many European countries and NATO allies. They have a few important goals. First, they help different countries' armies work together smoothly. Second, they practice getting soldiers where they need to be quickly. This is important for handling emergencies. Finally, they show that everyone is committed to European safety. Steadfast Dart 2025 and Milex 2024 are two big exercises planned for 2025. Steadfast Dart 2025, led by the UK, will practice quickly sending help to NATO countries in Eastern Europe. Milex 2024 is important for the EU Rapid Deployment Capacity, or RDC. The RDC will be able to send up to 5,000 soldiers to help in emergencies outside the EU. These exercises are not just for show. They show that Europe is serious about defending itself. They send a clear message. If anyone attacks, Europe will respond quickly and together. Europe spending more on defense and practicing together is part of a bigger change. It's about depending less on the US military and building up their own defenses. The EU wants countries to buy equipment and work on defense projects together. This is to make the most of the money they're spending and make European defense companies stronger. One important plan is the EU's new defense industry strategy. This plan is about relying less on other countries for supplies and making European defense companies more competitive. But there are still problems. Getting enough money for the plan is a big one. They have 1.5 billion euros, but they need much more. The plan also favors EU companies, which has caused some arguments between countries. Even with these problems, Europe needs to be more independent. The world is changing, and Europe needs to take care of its own safety. The goal isn't to stop being friends with the US, but to be a stronger and more helpful partner.